if a funder is expecting a grantee to engage in a evaluation effort, I think it's only fair to take a fair assessment of what would be involved, and then offer support for that activity.
I think it's really helpful for the internal conversations within organizations, as well as the communication between organizations and funders, to be sure that the ownership is in the organization. And when I say the organization, I mean not just the director, but really the organizers who are doing the work and are going to be the ones who are collecting and utilizing the data in the most meaningful ways, and the grassroots leaders who are involved. So the more that you can start from the beginning saying, what do we want as PACT, as a community organizing group? What do we want to know more about ourselves and about our work? What information would help us to do our work more effectively? So as much as you can, involving the key people in that really internally driven process. Then I think you build the ownership from the beginning, and I think then the investment of the needed time and effort is gonna follow.
For it to really be internalized, it's important that people that are doing organizing on the ground have a chance to really wrestle with the tools and understand how it really how it can improve and add value to what they're already doing, as opposed to sort of creating a system that you're going to then ask people to report on.
If funders are interested in really pulling together some rich evaluations of organizations, I think it would be really helpful to have an evaluating partner working with whoever the memory source is, because I think there was a way that if I had been able to just give you the stack of documents, and we could have sat down for a few hours, and you could say, well, why is this important? Why is this important? And then you could have pulled it together and written it up. I think it would have it would have been more. I could imagine doing that in the future. I can't imagine doing what I did ever again, because I put so much time into it.
I think the most important thing is helping people to see the relationship between evaluation and strategy and accountability. Evaluation is like a normal and really critical part of any healthy and disciplined organization. So if you help people to see it in their own language and how it already fits into what they're doing, and it's an opportunity for them to take it to another level, I think is key.
For those who are not familiar with community organizing, with grassroots community organizing, it's important to understand that it's different than advocacy work. It's different than staff-driven agency work, that it is really putting community members front and center in driving work that affects them, that affects their communities. So that means that evaluation within community organizing organizations, or within the context of grassroots leadership development, needs to look different than, say, a service agency or even an advocacy agency.
Real powerful social change just takes place over time, and that we, both as practitioners, but also, I think both from evaluators and funders, it's important to think about that and be willing to really invest in the type of social change that we want to see happen. It takes a multi-year approach, and we need to have that sort of strategic vision for building power to create change, and that requires partners and funders that are going to think along those terms, not simply what change can we create next month or in this next budget cycle, but how can we really create systemic change that's going to last over the next 10 to 20 years.